political alternative to those who are politically homeless, to those who have left Labour, or actually, more personally, those who Labour left themselves. From continuing to support genocide, from continuing to take money away from pensioners in the form of the winter fuel payments, and demonising minorities, refugees and asylum seekers who are only seeking a better life, yet calling us an island of strangers. We know, and Peckham for sure knows, that that is not what community is about. Community is people coming together to make decisions that affect their local community and to put faith in people who we elect but hold accountable as our local and national representatives. We are here today to build your party, and I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's made this possible, and especially to our speakers today. We're going to kick off with our first speaker. Audrey is a South London artist, an activist and an organiser. In June, Audrey was released from HMP Bronzefield for occupying and disrupting the operations of Grid Defence Systems, which supplies military weapons to the IOF, and is now organising with prisoners for Palestine. Give it up for Audrey.
Thank you so much. Wow, I was looking around at the crowd and I was thinking, this is definitely the biggest crowd I've spoken to since coming out of prison. And that makes me nervous, but in a good way, in a very excited way. Thank you so much to Artin and to your party for having me today. I'm here today to talk to you about Prisoners for Palestine. As I was beautifully introduced, I spent some time in prison earlier this year for taking action against the Zionist war machine that operates in Britain. And while I was in prison, I had the absolute pleasure of meeting some other people who are also currently still incarcerated for doing very similar things, for trying to end Britain's complicity in the genocide, apartheid, and occupation of Palestine. Thank you. So what is Prisoners for Palestine? Prisoners for Palestine is a prisoner-led resistance movement where actionists in prison are continuing their resistance and solidarity with Palestine. And although it's prisoner-led, this involves all of us, right? In August this year, T. Hoxha, one of the Filton 24, went on a hunger strike to meet 3 basic demands to do with her personal conditions in prison that are abysmal across all prisoners for Palestine, because they're consistently, and as I witnessed myself, being targeted as political prisoners, and they face repression in prison that is very particular. And what was beautiful during her 28-day hunger strike was the way that the people mobilized behind her, the way that people blocked the prison's phone line, the way that every week there were demonstrations outside her prison in HMP Bronzefield. And this was met with global solidarity as well. We had 2 American political prisoners join her in a solidarity hunger strike, and we saw demonstrations outside consulates, UK consulates and embassies across the world, in Belgium, in New York, and Kuala Lumpur. So we've already seen this movement be globalized. Today, Balfour Day, right, which is the commemoration of the 1917 Balfour Declaration, where Britain, as the original colonizers of Palestine, gave away Palestine to Zionist settlers. And it is on this day that Prisoners for Palestine has announced an open-ended hunger strike. Today, Kesser and Amu, 2 of the Prisoners for Palestine, have begun a rolling hunger strike where more prisoners are going to join if the demands are not met. So, what are these demands? These demands are 1, and I'd love for everyone to say them with me. 1, end all censorship. End all censorship. What we've seen from Prisoners for Palestine is that they have been, from day dot, since being incarcerated, faced so much censorship. We've seen, as was in the case for T. Hoxha, letters and postcards, consistently blocked, visits being cancelled for no apparent reason, people being taken off their call lists. Well, there's one person at the Fulton 24 who's essentially had his entire support network cut off from his phone, and we know that this is a punitive measure to isolate prisoners for Palestine even more than there already are. So the first demand is we ask that the prison system ends all censorship for prisoners for Palestine. Number two, prisoners for Palestine ask for immediate bail.
Immediate bail!
Absolutely. Prisoners for Palestine have all 33 incarcerated for taking action against the Zionist war machine are currently in prison on remand. That means that they are in prison before trial without any conviction. Now, not only is it a right to be able to prepare for trial in freedom, but many of them have already outstayed the custody time limit. People are only meant to be on remand, number one, in into circumstances, if the person is considered such a threat to public safety that they cannot be released into the community. But this is not the case for any of the actionists, right? People take action against the genocide out of love, out of humanity. To incarcerate them, and many of them are now being called terrorists, is absolutely ludicrous. So we ask that the prisoners for Palestine are granted immediate bail. Third is right to a fair trial. Let's say right to a fair trial.
Right to a fair trial.
Now, what do we mean by that? Right to a fair trial means that the actionists